Hello YouTubers, this is my first video review. It's going to be of my Daystate Airwolf. Hope you enjoy it. Right, where should we start? We'll start with the gun itself. The gun is completely electronic, which is nice in a way, I suppose. Brings guns into the 21st century. I like the features where you can sort of switch the gun on and off electronically. You can fiddle about with it, change settings, and you can also see a digital readout on your screen, which is quite a nice feature. The only thing that does worry me about electronic guns would be that things can fail more frequently. For instance, batteries, they're not 100%. I know it's not going to last a lifetime. Screens can fail, and seeing as there's boards in here as well, I mean, you could always have water damage. Even though that Daystate recommend their stuff's all tested and it's waterproof, you still never know. There could be a little bit of water gets in there and it mucks everything up. Right, the gun also has an on-off switch. I think I've just shown you that. On, obviously red. Off. You can obviously not fire the gun without the on-off switch on. There also is another cool feature on this gun which I will show you underneath. It's an ignition key switch. If I just turn the gun over, try to zoom this in for you. What it is, that key switch there. Now, when you buy the gun, you get a set of keys which is unique to this gun. Sorry about the shaky hands, trying to keep the steady shot. Now basically you get a set of 2 keys. Now not only does this turn the gun off, but this actually isolates the gun from being used. So without this key, the gun is pretty much useless. So I think that's a nice feature. If the gun ever gets stolen, I know it's never going to get used because I always turn the gun off after use. And I know I can put the gun down somewhere without anyone actually picking the gun up and firing it. You can actually order more keys if you lose the keys. All you need obviously is proof of purchase of the gun, and you would also need a model number of the gun. Send that to Daystate and I'm sure they'll provide you with a set of keys for your specific gun. Seeing as we're on the bottom of the gun, I may as well review the other parts that are on here. If I zoom in there is the charging port. The 230 volt charging adapter that comes with the gun plugs into that. The gun usually takes between 4 to 6 hours to charge, depending on how low you've let it get. I'd say the charge is a very slow charge. I think that's obviously to save the battery, stop it from damaging anything in the battery. I've shot thousands of shots through this gun and the battery's lasted forever, so I'd probably say a couple of thousand shots before the battery actually dies. Obviously if you order this gun from America or Europe, you're going to be provided with a 120 volt charger as standard. The only criticism I have got with this gun is Daystate don't actually provide you with a 12 volt cigarette lighter charger, which would be handy. You could take that out in your vehicle, and if you forget to charge it the night before, or you need to give it an extra little charge, you can just whack it in the cigarette lighter and away you go. I'm sure it wouldn't cost a lot more for Daystate to supply them, but just another little, nothing major, just something that I think would be a nice extra feature for the price you pay for this gun, well over £1,000. You'd think you'd get something like that with there. But moving on, we'll go on to the refill adapter, which is just here. Comes with dust cap that nicely goes on. It's a plug and play refill. You get the refill adapter clip with it. You just literally push it on, fill your pressure gauge. This is all digital, so you just look onto the screen, you can see how much pressure you're putting in there. I typically fill mine to 220 bar, which is fine. They have got a label, which I'll show you later, on the back that tells you a recommended pressure. I think it's 200, but I feel mine's 220, which is perfectly fine. And then all you do is you unclip the tube back off, and away you go. Right, now I've got the rifle back on its side. We'll go through some of the features on the LED display. Obviously, you switch the gun on to power it up. As a backlight, you can change the setting on the backlight. I've got it on for 10 seconds, so it will go out. You can change it to come on permanently, obviously saving battery life. What I'm going to try and do now is zoom in just to go through a few little bits on the screen. Right, we'll start from the, sorry about the shakiness, start from the top left hand. As you can see, it has 157 bar left in the pressure tank. Like I said, I'll fill this up to 220, that's fine. The right hand side we have a high power setting, and there was also a low power setting. I'll keep it on high, I don't think there's any point in changing it. The only reason I would say to changing it is if you're changing pellets. I've used Gammo pellets before, which are slightly lighter, and they do push the gun over the recommended 12 foot-pounds. So in that case scenario, I would put the power on low, but you know, pretty much standard pellets, you can keep it on high. As you can see in the bottom left hand corner, you have S1617. This is the total shot count I've had since I've had the gun. I have actually reset this. It can be reset. I've reset it, so I've done a lot more shots than this through the gun. I've just obviously reset it when I've been playing about the settings. 71% is the battery life that's left in the gun, and the M with the two little lines in it is not activated. It basically just tells you how many shots you left in your magazine. I find it a bit annoying, really. It bleeps every time you get to the last shot. I'd rather just keep it as it is. Right, I'm not going to go through any of the settings on the gun because there's plenty of videos on YouTube how to change all the different power settings and, you know, everything you need to know. I'm sure you can find it. I will go through the bolt action though. The bolt on this gun is very, very smooth. You simply pull back, as you can see it clicks, makes a clicking noise, loads the pellet, push back down and down again. Very smooth action. I do believe you can change the hand on whether you want this left hand or right hand by undoing a Allen key and just flipping this to the other side. So it's ambidextrous, so if you need to fire it from the left hand or the right hand side, you've got either or. The magazine is 10 shot magazine. I haven't actually got a magazine there, but I will get one in there. I'll come back to that in 2 seconds. Very nice 10 shot magazine. You get a 1 shot tray as well. I do find the tray a bit tricky to get out. They've got magnets on the tray. What I'll try and do is I'll get some photos for you and show you the difference between the tray and the magazine. But inside there's a couple of magnets that hold them in place. The magazine's fine, but the tray I find very difficult to get out. Right, as promised, there's the 2 magazines. Obviously this is the single shot tray. 2 magnets on the bottom. It can only go in one way. Obviously once you put it in the gun, it's quite fiddly. Unless you've got nails, it's quite fiddly to actually get the magazine tray out. I found that I've had to use, you know, a screwdriver to prise it out sometimes. But apart from that, I mean, it's pretty easy to use. The 10 shot magazine, very well made, I think. This is like a type of metal on the outside. I believe this is metal on the inside as well. Again, it's got a magnet and a little pin. The magazine itself rotates with each pellet, and on the bottom there's like a switch, and you push this switch and it rotates the magazine around once again. One thing I would say about this magazine is the new type magazines, I don't think they are interchangeable. The old type magazines, apparently you can take out the pin and the magnet and swap it to the other side. So which that means you can load this from left hand side or the right hand side, whatever you prefer. With the newer type ones, I believe they glue these in, so they're very difficult to try and get out. It's one thing I'd say. Decide whether you want to load your magazines from left to right and then specify before you order. That's the only thing I'd say. So basically you just load the pellet from this side. It's got a little cutout so you can get your finger in there, push the pellet down. That'll be the front. I can show you loading the actual magazine if you like into the gun. Pretty straightforward. This one's left-handed, so simply just goes into the gun there and clicks in. Now it's magnetised. Obviously as you cock the gun, it rotates the pellet round and pushes it into the chamber. Obviously you can't take this out once it's loaded. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. One thing I did forget to mention earlier about the gun is it's got an electronic solenoid inside the gun, which digitally regulates the feet per second. So basically when the pressure gets low, it will actually open the solenoid for slightly longer, milliseconds longer, which will then keep the pressure steady and keep your shots pretty steady as well. So I think that's another nice feature. Like I said before, it's another thing to go wrong, but it's nice technology, it's new technology. The holes that have been drilled out at the back of the stock, just there, and at the front of the stock, they don't come pre-drilled. You have to specify whether you want them pre-drilled from Daystate before you purchase the gun. But they are handy because you can obviously have a sling on it or a bipod or any other sort of feature you want to attach to it. So yeah, I could have probably done it myself, but didn't want to ruin the stock. The stock itself is like a black rubberized coating underneath this, sort of moulded over a wooden stock, which I think was really nice beforehand. The only reason I got the camo theme was I wanted something different from hunting. They're also, the stock is ambidextrous, so you can shoot it from sort of left hand or right hand, whichever you choose. That's also another feature that Daystate do include in the gun. The buddy bottle, this is a 400cc buddy bottle. You can get a higher one, 500, obviously it'll be slightly longer, but it will add more weight to the gun, so 400 I think is just about right. Nice balance to the gun, and you can get about 320 shots out of that, no problem. So I mean, all in all, I'm quite happy with that. Right, the stamp that I was telling you about earlier, and that's the stamp. It's on the right hand side of the gun. It's just a safe working pressure, I think. 200 bar, it's saying. Like I said earlier, I fill mine to 220 quite happily. I have no problems with it. Yeah, I just thought I'd show you that. The trigger on the gun is a 2-stage trigger. Very lightweight trigger. I mean, you can hear the light clicking of the mouse. It can be adjusted to more sensitive or a harder pull on the trigger. You can also get custom triggers, which I'm going to put a link into the description below to show you a very good site that I use. Customise your gun parts. But like I said, I'll explain a bit more about that later. The gun's got a rubberised butt pad. Fits quite nicely into the shoulder. You can get a modified one, like I said, from the site that I'm going to put in a link in the description below. There's going to be modified butt pads you can buy. Obviously they'll be adjustable up and down, but this one's just fine for me. It's quite comfortable and it's a nice height. The barrel length on this rifle is approximately 41 centimeters without the silencer. The barrel also has a support, which I quite like. It holds it in place, so if you're going to rest it on any fence, you know that the barrel isn't going to flex in any way, unlike some floating barrels that you get on other rifles. At the end you have a 1/2 inch UNF silencer adapter. Obviously the silencer doesn't come as standard, you have to purchase that. Daystate also quote that the barrel has a built-in full-length silencer, which is supposed to be completely silent. The gun is quiet, but I wouldn't say it's completely silent without the silencer. I will show you the difference in a quick demonstration I'm going to do. If I switch the rifle on, I will show you in a quick demonstration that I will show you in a quick demonstration by firing the rifle. Obviously it's got nothing in there, just firing pure air. This is with the silencer. I mean, that is pretty quiet anyway. If I take this silencer off now, this will be firing it with just the barrel and the built-in silencer in the barrel. You can hear the difference. The total length of the gun is 104 centimeters. I haven't actually weighed the gun, but Daystate quote that the gun weighs 3.7 kilograms. Obviously this will be without all the mods that I've added to it, the scope, the bipod, slings and the silencer. Right, for all the people that live in the UK, a good place to order this gun, or the place that I ordered this gun from, was a place called the Air Gun Centre, which I will put in a link in the description below. It's the only shop that I know that will sell you a gun and give you a lifetime warranty. So it's well worth checking this site out. This is, like I said, where I got my gun from. Even if you have a problem 25 years down the line, you take the gun back and they'll fix it. If they can't fix it, they'll replace the gun. Right, we'll move on to the scope and the mounts. The mounts are a Hawk and the scope is a Hawk. It's a Hawk Sidewinder IR Tactical 30. It has a 6.5 to 20 zoom, and it has a 42mm objective lens. The scope is 1/2 mil dots. I'm going to try and put some pictures up of the IR green, has green and a red IR. I'll try and put some pictures up of that. The screen has a green and red illuminated IR with 5 brightness settings. I'm going to put some pictures up onto the video to show you a bit of what it looks like when you look down the scope. Also it has 2 flip lids. They come with a standard screw-on lid on the front and back, but I decided to take them off. Too much hassle, keep taking them on and off. I just wanted something where you can just flip up, have a look through and flip back down again. As you can see by the picture, this is sort of the best picture I could take with this camera. This is the red IR looking through the lens, and this is the green IR looking through the lens. Right, next we're on to the vinyl camouflage wrap. This was done by a company called Camo It. I'll put a link in the description below. This particular camo I've got on here is a custom camo. They do 3 standard camos on their website, Jack Pike I believe, but you can ask for whatever you want really. This was a custom camo that I see he had in the shop. He said it wasn't going to be being released. It was only for the UK Armed Forces, but as soon as I see it I fell in love with it, so I decided to see if he could put it on my gun. You will have to ask him if you want something similar to this. Quite a reasonable price I'd say. You can do this yourself, order the kit and stick it yourself. All you need is a hairdryer. But I decided to go and get it done professionally. I didn't really have the confidence in doing the vinyl wrap myself, so I thought I'd go for the plunge and get them to do it professionally. Camo quote that their vinyl wrap lasts up to 10 years as waterproof and is easily removed without leaving any trace or residue. I have seen a video on YouTube. He takes the vinyl wrap off after I think it's 6 months, and it is true to their word. There's not a mark on it, so hopefully it doesn't damage the gun, and it does say what it says on the tin. Right, the bipod is a standard swivel Deben bipod. I believe it extends to 9 inches. It's quite a nice bipod really, especially on uneven surfaces. It does make a difference in getting your gun level to take a clear shot. The sling's just a Buffalo River. Got this off of eBay, quite cheap. It just mounts to the obviously the front of the bipod just there, and to the back. It has got quick release swivel screws, which do make a bit of a difference when it's sitting on your shoulder. Right, if you're all wondering what this thing is on the side of my gun, this is just a gadget really. It's a wind indicator. It just tells you what way the wind's blowing, what direction. Use it for hunting mainly. This was bought from a site called Rowan Engineering. I'm going to put a link in the description below. Definitely check out the site, very good site. They do anything from custom, moderators to magazines, triggers, trigger guards, butt stocks, anything. Definitely worth a site checking out. And finally we have the silencer. This is a Huggett Precision silencer. It has a 1/2 inch UNF thread to screw onto the end of the gun. It's got a nice little feature, it's got nice little cutouts. This is a grill inside there. It just disperses all the noise back towards the gun rather than to the front of the gun. The actual silencer itself is like a matte black finish, quite a nice feature. I'm not going to review the silencer too much because I'm actually having a bit of trouble with the silencer in a minute. I'll keep you updated on that, but there's problems with the silencer. Right, that pretty much wraps up the review of this gun. I don't think I've missed anything. If I have, leave a comment below. I can always answer questions. I will be doing more reviews on this gun later on. I've got accuracy papers that I've obviously shot this down range, use this in the field anyway. I'm not only going to be doing videos on guns. I'm into camping, wild camping, survival. I'm going to be doing videos on all different sorts of stuff, reviews on products, and hopefully I'm going to get some footage of me hunting and some wild camping. So stay tuned and I hope you enjoy. I'll see you soon, YouTubers.